There's a book that has been said to hold answers to some of the greatest questions ever posed, such as the universe's origin, the meaning of life, and the destiny of humanity. It lays out a detailed cosmology, describes interdimensional beings, and claims to uncover the true nature of God. This book is believed to be vastly different from ordinary human creations. It is said to have been dictated by higher intelligences from realms beyond human understanding. If this sounds like a tale from science fiction or a mystical illusion, then you are about to explore the mysterious Urantia Book. This enigmatic work has fascinated scholars, spiritual thinkers, and mystics for decades. In this video, we will delve into what exactly is contained in the book that evokes such deep fascination and debate, who its true authors are, and whether it may hold the key to understanding the universe. We will dive into this mystery and investigate the secrets behind the Urantia Book. While some books arise from human creativity, imagination, or the desire to understand the unknown, there are others that seem to come from a source outside of time itself, carrying an air of mystery and offering truths that challenge our very understanding of the world. The Urantia Book belongs to the second category. This video will investigate the book's origin, its authorship, and whether it is a genuine revelation from higher intelligences or simply a product of human imagination. To grasp this mystery, we must first go back to the early 20th century and uncover the bizarre events surrounding the book's creation. The story begins in Chicago in the 1920s. Psychiatrist William Sadler, a respected physician and expert in the paranormal, became intrigued by a case that defied his usual understanding. One of his patients, whose identity was never revealed, displayed an unusual phenomenon. During deep sleep, this patient would speak fluently, using sophisticated language to discuss profound philosophical and cosmic ideas with remarkable clarity. Sadler, initially skeptical of such mystical phenomena, became intrigued by the case. He wondered how someone who normally had no knowledge of science or theology could discuss such intricate topics so lucidly. The case grew even more perplexing when the patient had no memory of the conversations upon waking. It was at this point that a remarkable claim arose. The book wasn't just a collection of esoteric musings, it was a direct revelation from highly advanced spiritual entities. These beings allegedly claimed that humanity was ready to receive profound new knowledge about the cosmos, divinity, and the fate of souls. A group of scholars, who had been documenting the process carefully, decided the material should be published, not as a regular book, but as something extraordinary. They believed they were dealing with a higher mission, one to guide humanity into a new era of understanding. Therefore, in 1955, the Urantia Book was published by the newly formed Urantia Foundation. The book's content is comprehensive and all-encompassing, divided into 4 major sections: the nature of supreme reality and universal cosmology, the structure of inhabited worlds and their spiritual orders, the history and evolution of Urantia Earth, and a detailed narrative about the life and mission of Jesus Christ. The complexity and depth of the work led many scholars to question its true origins. After all, it discusses scientific and philosophical ideas that, in some cases, seem to foreshadow discoveries that would only occur decades later. Unlike other channeled spiritual works, such as Allan Kardec's The Spirit's Book or A Course in Miracles, the Urantia Book lacks a named author. The author never formally identified the patient who received the messages. This secrecy only fueled the mystery. Some theorists argue that the book could be the result of a psychological experiment conducted by Sadler and his team of scholars. They speculated whether the human unconscious, under altered states of consciousness, could tap into a collective reservoir of knowledge, a concept Carl Jung would have likely explored with his theory of the collective unconscious. On the other hand, supporters of the book's authenticity argue that its internal coherence and complexity indicate it could not have been concocted by human minds. The precise language, structure, and depth of the concepts presented defy simple explanation. The central dilemma surrounding the Urantia book is this: if it is a hoax, how do we explain its remarkable precision and internal consistency? But if it is truly a divine revelation, what does that mean for humanity? Proponents claim that the book contains truths beyond human comprehension, offering a vision of God and the universe that transcends traditional religious views. However, its critics dismiss it as a fascinating piece of philosophical and mythological fiction, still a product of human creation. Perhaps the answer lies not in the book itself, but in its effects on those who engage with it. The Urantia book provokes deep, transformative questions, challenges established beliefs, and invites readers to reflect on humanity's true role in the universe. As Plato once remarked, "What is important is not the answer, but the question that leads us beyond what we already know." Our perception of the universe is only a fragment of something far more immense. Our senses are limited, our science is in its infancy, and religions offer glimpses of a spiritual world, often in metaphorical or incomplete forms. Unlike other spiritual writings that rely on metaphor or dogma, the Urantia book presents a grand cosmology, an intricate map of the cosmos that challenges our assumptions about existence. According to this mysterious book, the universe is not a chaotic accident, but a highly structured reality, inhabited by countless forms of life, energies, and superior intelligences. The book depicts the planet Urantia, Earth's cosmic name, as a tiny speck in the grand ongoing process of cosmic evolution. This prompts some profound questions. What is the true nature of this universe? Who governs the universe? And what is humanity's role within it? To answer these questions, the video suggests that we set aside our current understanding and embark on a journey into a cosmic vision that could radically change our perception of reality. The Urantia book presents a model of the universe that is unlike anything commonly known. It describes a central, eternal universe surrounded by a vast collection of super-universes, each containing billions of inhabited worlds. At the pinnacle of existence lies Habana, the central and perfect universe. It is considered the dwelling place of supreme divinity and the ultimate destination for all souls progressing toward perfection. Orbiting this central universe are 7 super-universes, each governed by beings of immeasurable intelligence and power. Our super-universe is called Urantia, and it contains the Milky Way, which includes our tiny planet, Urantia Earth. Within this grand cosmic design, the Urantia book provides a detailed hierarchy of worlds and spiritual beings who oversee the functioning of the universe. According to the book, planets like Earth are not isolated creations, but integral components of a development plan stretching over billions of years. This concept mirrors ancient mystical and esoteric traditions, where higher worlds and spiritual hierarchies govern different planes of reality. However, if the universe is so vast and organized, the video asks, why does Earth seem like a place of suffering and chaos? The Urantia book answers this by explaining that Earth is still a relatively young planet, still in the process of evolution. Unlike more developed civilizations across the cosmos, humanity is still struggling with its limitations. The book attributes this to a cosmic event that occurred hundreds of thousands of years ago, a spiritual rebellion that affected Urantia and other worlds in development. Lucifer, a celestial ruler of our system, led a revolt against the universal order, rejecting divine sovereignty and spreading disruptive ideas across planets. This rebellion resulted in Earth's isolation from direct contact with higher spiritual realms, creating what the book calls a cosmic quarantine. This concept mirrors the Judeo-Christian story of Lucifer's fall and his influence over humanity. However, whereas traditional religions depict this event as a battle between good and evil, the Urantia Book frames it as a temporary disruption in the evolutionary process. The book suggests that this error will eventually be corrected, and humanity will resume its spiritual ascent. In the meantime, human beings must actively work on their spiritual evolution through moral growth, intellectual development, and love. Each person is guided by a divine spark known as a thought adjuster, which leads the soul toward eventual union with supreme divinity. The universe, according to the Urantia Book, is not chaotic or desolate, but governed by a hierarchy of spiritual beings who oversee the evolution of worlds. These beings include the Ancients of Days, rulers of the super-universes, beings of incomprehensible wisdom who represent divine justice. The Urantia Book also describes creator sons, such as Michael of Nebadon, identified as Jesus Christ, who are responsible for the creation and evolution of planetary systems. The Melchizedeks are cosmic instructors who serve as spiritual teachers for developing worlds, and the Seraphim are spiritual guardians who accompany and protect human souls during their incarnations. According to the Urantia Book, each human being plays an essential role within this cosmic design. The book asserts that no soul is lost or without purpose. After death, the journey continues in other realms, where souls gradually ascend until they unite with the supreme divinity. This idea resonates with many esoteric traditions, such as Hermeticism, which teaches the elevation of consciousness to become like the gods, and Buddhism, which speaks of the soul's evolution through multiple lifetimes. The Urantia Book presents a detailed journey where each individual experiences various worlds and stages of development until spiritual perfection is achieved. Everything in the universe is presented as having order, purpose, and structure. The video then asks, what does this mean for humanity's true place in the grand cosmic design? The Urantia Book suggests that humanity is still in the early stages of spiritual development. Like a child learning, making mistakes, and growing, Earth is just beginning its journey toward cosmic maturity. The critical question then becomes whether humanity is ready to take the leap forward in its evolution. The book suggests that humanity's progress depends on overcoming selfishness, ignorance, and materialism. As more people awaken to their true nature, the connection with the higher worlds will be restored, and humanity will once again become part of the cosmic community. The video asks, what prevents humanity from reaching this advanced level? The answer, according to the Urantia Book, lies in our own free will. Unlike other civilizations that have already overcome their early struggles, humanity is still dealing with internal conflict, resisting the truth being offered. Yet the hopeful message is that each individual carries the key to this transformation. The Urantia Book asserts that every person holds within them a divine fragment, a spark of infinite light that guides their journey. As individuals awaken to this inner reality, civilization will advance to a new level of existence. If the book's claims are correct, the universe is far more complex and purposeful than we realize. Our existence is part of a grand plan, and we are not simply floating in a void, but living within a conscious organism. Regardless of whether the Urantia Book is an authentic revelation or a remarkable human construct, the video concludes that it challenges us to reconsider our understanding of reality. The figure of Jesus Christ is then introduced as one of history's most enigmatic figures. The video raises the question, is Jesus' story more profound than traditional religious teachings reveal? The Urantia Book offers a new vision of Jesus, offering a radically different interpretation of his identity, mission, and cosmic role. Thank you for joining me on this in-depth exploration. If this video resonates with you, please subscribe to our channel, share it with others, like, and leave a comment sharing your thoughts. Thanks for watching.